catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch.
Democrats could take back the House, but they're going to need a long shot to take the Senate.
The
Republicans have gotten across a lot of their agenda. Now it's time to see what the voters have to say.
Live from downtown Utica, New York, it's Elected News, live on election night. We are live at 9 o'clock.
Let's go! This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping.
We're back here now in downtown Utica, just outside of this election night headquarters for the results live here tonight on 2018 election night here in America. Now we are right outside Brindisi headquarters. A very tightly contested House race in New York's 22nd congressional district will be decided. And tonight we will Democrat Joe Donnelly for his seat in Indiana. But we now have another breaking news prediction that CNN has now projected that Claire McCaskill will also lose her seat in Missouri, which means that the Democrats' hopes of taking back the Senate are slim to none. They needed to win 7 toss-up states and 2 key Republican-leaning states. And right now they have lost 2 of those toss-up states. So in order for them to take back the Senate, they would need to win all of the remaining toss-up states, the 2 leaning GOP states in Tennessee and Texas, as well as the states that are currently held pretty tightly by the GOP. Again, we are now projecting that Indiana will go towards Republican Mike Braun, taking the seat away from Democrat incumbent Joe Donnelly, and we are also able to project at this point that Senator Claire McCaskill, a Democrat in Missouri, will lose her seat to Republican Josh Hawley, which are 2 crucial races that may just cost the Democrats their hopes of taking the Senate. We are watching all those races live now as we report live here from downtown Utica, outside of Brindisi headquarters here in downtown Utica, New York. We are also watching House races, which right now the Democrats have taken 2 seats from the Republicans. They need to take 23 throughout the night, so we'll be watching those. One of those key races will be New York's 22nd congressional district race, which we are watching here now live outside of Brindisi headquarters. We're going to be going to the incumbent representatives campaign watch headquarters up in New Hartford as the night progresses. But first, again, we'd like to break that news that Indiana Senator Joe Donnelly has now lost his seat to Republican Mike Braun, and we can also break that Missouri Senator Democrat Claire McCaskill has lost her seat to Republican Josh Hawley. These were important races for the Democrats to win, and they have not won them, which means that they will most likely not take the Senate in this race. But the House is still up for grabs, and we will be watching that very closely throughout the night. Later on throughout the night, we are going to be having many more special guests on our show, and we are going to be having breaking news and more analysis about the races that matter to you. All that and much more, so please be sure to stay tuned to Elected News here live on Election Night 2018. Did you cut it? All right. Did it sound okay?
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is
Democrats could take back the House, but they're going to need a long shot to take the Senate. Republicans have gotten across a lot of their agenda. Now it's time to see what the voters have to say. Live from downtown Utica, New York, it's Elected News, live on election night. We are live at 9 o'clock.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch.
We're back now live here inside Assemblyman Anthony Brace's election night headquarters here at the Delta Hotel by Marriott in downtown. Now we're going to here on the show called Indiana and Missouri to go for the Republican candidates in Florida. Still close call. Now we have race results in Texas. We have Beto O'Rourke is currently 0.3 above Texas. As a tighter race than we thought it was supposed to be, leading GOP for Ted Cruz. Right now, we're seeing many different race results than what we originally expected. It's still going to be a long time for Democrats. We're also waiting on New York's 22nd district, 22nd congressional district race result here, and we are working also on more results coming in now as the Senate decides some important races. Now be sure to watch our final episode downtown series. You should go right now. That's about the and we have a CNN take Tennessee that the Democrats very much need to win, and they may just take it. We're about to see that happen. See it right now. And we're going to have in-depth interviews, and we're going to be able to see the live result. We are 27, and we are now Republican Martha Black has in fact won Tennessee. Pretty much dashes to home. The Democrats are net projection races. CNN is now able to Martha Black gets Tennessee. Democrats need to take 2 Republican seats in the Senate. They need to take all of the toss-up states as they were categorized by nuclear politics and 1 leading GOP state. Now, Beto O'Rourke is doing his part, holding out currently in Texas, up by 0.3 tenths of a point. But right now, we have seen 2 toss-up states, and now we see Tennessee, the other leading GOP state, now go for the Republicans. This thing controls Senate of these 2 votes. It's going to be long night as it is. For the Dennis Bill 2 now at 0.2 the 2 potential in Florida. It's going to be a very close race. We can now call Indiana Mike Missouri. Very important. We continue coming up with the result of the Senate and the House as well. Live election night headquarters for New York 22 races. Heading over to Party Attendee campaign headquarters within the coming hour. All that and much more on the way for this is live election 2018. More special. We're just that's a race, and now we are coming in to now we're coming in here to make a good time to see race projections. If we do as it relates to and they do right when they come out. Now there are many polls that still have not yet closed. There are many polls. We're going to be here to cover. All these are going on across the country. But they're not going to take the Senate. So stress in this campaign. And Delta talked we're also looking to see, as over our last few days, we have done an in-depth on all the episodes of that video episode. Subscribe to content. We got subscribers last when we come back, we have more Senate results from across the country and the results of the food rescue district as they are now. What happened across the country tonight? Midterm 2018 election. are live right here now in Vernicity election headquarters here in downtown Utica at the Delta Light Marriott. Now, we are being told right now that the control of the U.S. House is currently too closely called. Democrats have picked up 2 seats in the Congress, but they need 23 in order to take place. Now, one thing that RNC commentator Haley McEnany brought up tonight on NPR was that President Trump has pointed out that in the first year of the presidency, normally the controlling party will lose 27 seats in the House. So if anything, it will be very close if Republicans can hold on to the House. But as we pivot to the Senate, we are looking at something far different. It is looking like right now that Democrats will not take control of the Senate. Republicans will hang on to the Senate right now, as we have been able to call Indiana, Missouri, and Tennessee for their respective Republican candidates. Now, in order to win the Senate, they needed to take 7 important toss-up states, which they have lost 2 of, as well as a leaning GOP state, which they have lost 1 of those 2. However, in Texas right now, the race to watch is the race between Beto O'Rourke and Texas Senator Ted Cruz, as it is very tight right now. The last poll shows that it is then 0.3% between them, with Beto O'Rourke, Democrat Beto O'Rourke, leading by 0.3%. Now, Beto O'Rourke gained national media attention. He became somewhat of a media darling after he was frank and told it like it was, and he went around to every single county in Texas. So that was very important to the voters in Texas, and clearly it is showing that voter turnout is up very steadily all across the country, as we are seeing Democrats coming out in big numbers to support their candidates. This election matters a lot to me, as it is a referendum on President Donald J. Trump. And tonight we are going to see that referendum in full effect. And Republicans will most likely keep control of the Senate, and Democrats may just topple the House. However, it is too close to call right now in the House. And one of those key crucial races is and current incumbent for Congresswoman Claudia Tenney. We are here live at Anthony Vernis's headquarters in downtown Utica. And over the next few minutes, we are going to be going to Representative Claudia Tenney's headquarters right after this sort of race. So, what's going to happen is we'll be right back in just 10 minutes. Stick with us right now. Subscribe to the channel and get a notification when we are going to be dropping new videos as it relates to the election and about President Donald Trump and the downtown Utica Hospital Ministry will watch in full now on our YouTube channel. Now, as I just mentioned, there are tight Senate races currently happening in the key states of Florida and Texas, although it seems like it may just wind up being a wash for Democrats tonight, who will most likely not take control of the Senate. It is too close to call currently in the House, and we will be right back with many more race results for you.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping up. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now.
Very close right now, and I'm going to take you over to take a look at this stage here. That's where Anthony Brindisi will be addressing his supporters in just a few short moments. But right now, we are currently following many important Senate races right now across the country. Now, as I stated before, Real Clear Politics average shows that in order to take back the Senate, and it's looking like it's not going to go well for those Democrats because they have lost two of those toss-up states. Also, what we're going to do right now, stay with you as we go on the road to Claudia Tenney's headquarters in New Hartford, New York. We're up to date with all the elections we travel live right now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you were just on. I gave you a chance.
Thank you very much. We now are seeing Anthony Brindisi. Oh, we just saw race results. All right, we got to get those race results. So you are witnessing live.
Oh, that's a really good shot.
Yeah,
Oh, get it. Hey. Luke,
Very.
Fox is protecting the Democrats take the House.
Really? All right, turn it on.
You know, projected that? That's what Fox News is.
We're live here right now, heading out of Brindisi campaign headquarters here in downtown Utica, New York, on our way to New Hartford, New York, to Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters at Cavallo's Restaurant. So we are heading out here now. We just got some breaking news in now about the early results that we have for the New York 22 congressional race. This is breaking news here at Elected. It's that currently Assemblyman Anthony Brindisi is leading Tenney by 6 points in the latest poll. First 22nd congressional district. Again, Brindisi is currently leading Congresswoman Claudia Tenney polls at this moment. Continue covering that live right here, and we're now seeing that some major breaking news now that they will not take back eke out a control. This is huge for Democrats right now because Fox News is the first network to call us. We are still all these important House races throughout the night, including the House race with Anthony Brindisi and Claudia Tenney. When we come back, we're going to continue being on the road to Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters in New Hartford, New York, following all the latest results. Brindisi currently leads Congresswoman Claudia Tenney back. We are live here outside of Assemblyman Anthony Brindisi's headquarters here in downtown Utica, New York, on the road to Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters just across town. And as we just broke, Anthony Brindisi is currently leading in the early results, coming in now, Claudia Tenney by 6 points, according to WKTV. So we are currently watching that race very tightly, as well as races across the country, as Fox News currently projects that Democrats will take control of representatives. They will not take control of the Senate, according to our projections, but they will take control of the House, according to Fox News. And there are still many more races that have not been decided yet across the country, so we will continue to follow those for you, including Florida and Texas, where we have two very tightly contested and very nationally important races still to follow. We are on our way to Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters in New Hartford, New York. Reporting live from downtown Utica, this has been Luke Radel on Elected News, live on election night.
Democrats could take back the House, but they're going to need a long shot to take the Senate. Republicans have gotten across a lot of their agenda. Now it's time to see what the voters have to say. Live from downtown Utica, New York, it's Elected News, live on election night.
Slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now.
Get ready with breaking Senate results. We are back now live on our way to Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters in New Hartford, New York, and we have some breaking Senate results to bring in for you right now. It appears that former Florida Governor Rick Scott will win the Florida Senate race, which was another key race that Democrats needed to take in order to take control of the Senate. We are now pretty confidently able to predict that Democrats will not take control of the Senate. Republicans will hang on to the Senate. But as we broke before, Fox News is currently projecting that Democrats will take control of the House. We've not seen enough results come in to make that projection ourselves, but Fox News has been able to make that projection thus far tonight. We are looking right now at very, very tight Senate races, including the one in Texas, which is still too close to call, between Beto O'Rourke and Ted Cruz. Beto O'Rourke was up by 0.3 of a percentage point in the early results that were coming in from Texas, but those polls closed at 9 o'clock. Down in Florida, their polls closed at 7 p.m., so we are now able to reliably say that former Florida Governor Rick Scott will take the Senate seat down in Florida. This has been a string of losses for the Democrats tonight, starting with Indiana and Joe Donnelly, and moving into Missouri and Tennessee, and now tonight in Florida. Now, tonight we have been looking at races that have been made into a referendum on the performance of President Donald J. Trump, and it's looking like, at least as far as the Senate races go, that people want to see more from the Republican Senate. However, if the House in fact flips, we could see some very competitive issues being decided by Congress in the 2018 and to 2020 years of this congressional cycle. We'll be right back once we arrive at Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters in New Hartford, New York. We will be right back in just 3 short minutes, so please stay with us.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America.
We are live here outside of Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters here tonight on election night at Cavallo's restaurant here in New Hartford, New York. We are just heading in here right now as election results are currently pouring in right now. It's going well. Thank you very much.
Podcast going good?
Going very well. Yes. Yeah.
to like take a step this way, like kind of where the pole would be.
We're live here inside Claudia Teddy's election night headquarters here at Tommy Hollows Restaurant in New Hartford. We are looking now at polls coming in across the country as we are seeing that the Democrats will not take control of the Senate, but they may just take control of the House. One of those key races is the New York 22nd Congressional District race here tonight. Now, what's going on is that we have a lot of races coming in tonight. We have results coming from all across the country. Can you hear me? We're experiencing some technical difficulties, so we're going to try to figure that out. We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to be right back here for audience election night. We are live now here inside Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters in New Hartford, New York. We are working on getting more results. We are able to call Florida for former Governor Rick Scott. Now, NBC has not yet called the race, but we are seeing that CNN is able to call that race for Florida Governor Rick Scott, so we're going to go with that. It's looking like Democrats will not take control of the Senate at the moment. Republicans have been getting key wins all across the country tonight as we are seeing the blue wave that was supposed to come to both houses of Congress slowly dissipate and turn into a little more than a blue. Now we are here inside Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters here in New Hartford, New York, and we are seeing people all across the district come to cover tonight. So then we are looking over here in the media press box. Coming for you on the way tonight. Now we are seeing a lot of these results coming in tonight, so we are going to break all of those down for you in 2 seconds. But first tonight, we're going to talk about our podcast, which has been going for the last 100 days. You can go back now and watch all 10 episodes of that podcast. back now live from Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters here in New Hartford, New York, at Tom Cavallo's restaurant. And we are seeing more results coming in from across the country on the Senate as the red wave that President Trump had promised is now currently sweeping across at least as far as the Senate goes. We are currently seeing races being won by Republicans all across the country in key toss-up states that Democrats needed to win in order to take control of the Senate. We are now able to confidently predict that Democrats will not take control of the Senate in this election cycle. We are seeing as Republicans are controlling the Senate for the time being. We are also seeing Josiah Hodkinson, who wants a shout out right now. Go follow him on Instagram. And we're having a lot of fun here tonight at Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters. Another thing that's not so certain is the House results tonight. We are seeing all the House results are not in yet, but we are seeing projections that the Democrats will take the House according to Fox News. We are not able to make those projections because it is too close to call in many important races, including this one here tonight at Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters. Now, the earliest results we are seeing show Anthony Brindisi in the lead over Claudia Tenney, but that could very much change as the night goes on. Here's a live look at Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters here in New Hartford, New York, as we are seeing people, supporters of Claudia Tenney, coming in from all across the district. Claudia Tenney should be out here to address her supporters in just a few short moments as we are currently live here at Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters. She's going to be right over there in just a few short minutes, addressing her supporters following either a win or a loss for her tonight as the incumbent congresswoman here in the 22nd District of New York. When we come back, we are going to continue breaking down all of these results. We are looking now live at NBC's current map for the results. There's Chuck Todd over there. We are looking live at all the results coming in from across the country. All across the country, we are seeing results pouring in for both the House and the Senate races. We are seeing here live tonight at Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters here on election night. Now, we're going to get a chance to see a lot of Claudia Tenney supporters tonight here, including the Common Council president here in Utica, New York, Mike Galimi. Now, we just interviewed Mike for an exclusive interview for the Downtown Hospital miniseries, and that interview will be released very shortly. So this is the first you're going to be hearing of this here tonight on Elected News. We will be releasing our full interview with Common Council President Mike Galimi, who is here in attendance tonight. We are going to be releasing that interview very, very shortly as a part of our Downtown Hospital miniseries. Now, if you're not yet caught up on our Downtown Utica Hospital miniseries, be sure to do so. Subscribe to our channel. We have 5 in-depth interviews with the voices that matter in our community, as well as 6 important episodes that you need to watch about the topic here on our channel that you can watch right now. They are all available here on YouTube. Now, we are going to be bringing you some more results tonight as they come in, and we are going to be watching here live from Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters here at Cavallo's in New York. The energy is very palpable here tonight at Cavallo's, and we are seeing lots of supporters come in for the Congresswoman. And we saw the same over at the Delta Hotels by Marriott in downtown Utica, New York, for Assemblyman Brindisi's election night watch party. Tonight, again, we are able to confidently say that Democrats will not take control of the House, but they may just eke out a win in the House of Representatives. Important races to that include the New York 22nd Congressional District race, which we are going to be covering minute by minute here on Elected News. So stick with us. We are going to be covering all those important races. Now, right now, we're seeing lots of races coming in, including races for the Senate, like Florida and Indiana and Missouri and Tennessee, which we are able to confidently say has gone for the Republicans at this hour. So now we are seeing, as Fox News has just projected now, that Democrats will gain control of the House. We are watching Fox News, we are watching MSNBC, we are watching all of them live right now. So we are watching as those races are coming in live tonight here at Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters in New Hartford, New York. And we are seeing lots of Claudia Tenney supporters coming in right now. And this is the media box here up on the stage here, on the risers here for Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters tonight here on election night. So we are about to continue to cover all of those important results as they come in. We are going to watch important Senate races like the Florida governor's race, which is now being able to, which is a very tight race right now. It's between 1 percentage point between Democrat and Andrew Gillum and Republican Ron DeSantis. Now, on the campaign trail, Gillum, a Democrat and African American, called DeSantis a racist, saying that even racists know that Ron DeSantis is a racist. Now, if elected, Gillum would be the first ever black governor in Florida in the state's history. However, he is currently trailing in the early results to Ron DeSantis by 1 point, but yet it is still close to call. We are live here at Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters, up here in the press box, as the energy in the room is growing and palpable, as Claudia Tenney will be out to address her supporters, as well as Anthony Brindisi, once the results are called for New York's 22nd congressional district race. The last polls that we have seen that show that Anthony Brindisi, Assemblyman Anthony Brindisi, will take the incumbent congressman's the congresswoman's seat in the House. We are now seeing more results now across the country in the Senate in Texas. We are seeing in Texas right now with new polls and new early results. We have new results in from Texas. Again, breaking news. Breaking news. We are seeing results in from Texas. And we're being seen that Ted Cruz is now up by a sizable lead, 3 points right now in Texas. Again, in Texas, we are seeing that Beto O'Rourke is currently trailing. Incumbent Senator Ted Cruz, a Republican senator, is currently in the lead over Beto O'Rourke by 3 points. We're also able to make another projection tonight, as we are able to show that the New York governor's race has been won by Andrew Cuomo. We are being shown that the New York governor's race has been won by Andrew Cuomo, who beat out his opponent, Mark Molinaro, as well as Larry Sharp, who we interviewed a while back on the podcast. You can watch the full podcast now available on our channel. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and like and comment and share your thoughts about the races as they come in across the country. Now we have some more breaking news, important breaking news tonight from across the country. This is breaking news. We are able to now project, as NBC has projected, that the Senate will maintain in Republican control. We have been projecting that for a while now, but NBC has now confirmed that the Senate will remain in Republican control tonight, as well as Fox News projecting that the Democrats will take the House. Now, we have not been able to project that ourselves here at Elected News, but when we are able to, we will do so, and we will let you know. Again, we are watching the New York 22nd congressional district race here at Claudia Tenney's election headquarters live here in New Hartford, New York. We are going to be watching all of those important races tonight as they come in tonight here on Elected News. Now, coming up, be sure to keep tuning in and subscribe to our channel here tonight as we are doing much more great election coverage like this. We recently just hit 100 subscribers, which is an amazing milestone. I'd like to thank everyone who subscribed to our channel. It's so important that you stay informed and stay educated about what's going on in our country, because there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and we really need to make sure that we know what's going on in our society, because it's your future too. If you're young and you think, well, I can't vote, this is not for me. This is for you because it's your future. You need to get yourself educated so that when things happen to you in the future, you'll be able to inform yourself and make a good decision. Because right now we have youth turnout up by a lot. That's because of the efforts like this to keep young people informed about what's going on in their country. And you may not be voting now, but you will be eventually. It's good to know what's going on in your country so that you can make informed decisions about your own future. Now, I'd also like to thank all 100 of our subscribers for subscribing to the channel and staying with us here. We have been doing this for a little over a year now, and I'm so happy that we've been able to do it. We were just in the OD, we were just on WKTV just a few minutes ago. It's been a wonderful thing. Continue watching, continue staying informed. This is a really important night for a lot of people across the country. Now, as we mentioned before, President Donald Trump has made this a referendum on his agenda currently in the House and the Senate, as well as the things he's gotten done in the White House. So tonight, the results that we are seeing are as a result of the things that President Donald J. Trump has done. So it appears that the country is pretty split right now, as it seems a lot of things are pretty split in this country. As the Senate will be going for the Republicans, and the Democrats might just take the House. We're not sure just yet. The important race that we're watching now is the New York 22nd Congressional District, which may have an important factor in determining who takes the House tonight. Now we are watching these races from all across the country. Elizabeth Warren has been able to successfully take Massachusetts, so that's an important Democrat win, but we still haven't seen many important wins from Democrats as it comes to toss-up states or as it comes to those leading GOP states that were so crucial in making sure that the Democrats took control of the Senate. So again, we are able to project that Republicans will keep control of the Senate at this moment. And right now we're watching live on Fox News. Mike Braun is currently on Fox News, the Indiana senator-elect who beat out Democrat Joe Donnelly in a very crucial race in that state of Indiana, a toss-up state that has been won by Mike Braun, the Republican there. So that was a very crucial race, and we are now able to project, as I mentioned earlier, that Democrats will keep control that Republicans will keep control of the Senate, and it is currently too close to call whether the House will take control of the Senate. However, Fox News has been able to project that Democrats will take control of the House, but we do not have those numbers in just yet. I'll look now live at the balance of power currently in the Senate. We currently see 40 seats going for the Democrats in the Senate, 11 currently still undecided, and 49 seats going for the Republicans. So that is a very important number there. That 49 is what will put the Republicans over the top tonight in those key races. We're going to stick with you here tonight live at Congresswoman Claudia Tenney's headquarters here in New Hartford, New York. We have been traveling all across the city. We were live just a few moments ago at the Brindisi headquarters, and we are here now at Claudia Tenney's headquarters in New Hartford, New York. We're going to stick with you here with all the important results in these races. For the New York's 22nd Congressional District, Congresswoman Claudia Tenney will be coming out to address her supporters following any concrete results in her races. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Please stay with us. We'll be back in 60 seconds, so please stick with us. Is my microphone cut? Cut my mic. Cut my mic.
Democrats could take back the House, but they're going to need a long shot to take the Senate. Republicans have gotten across a lot of their agenda. Now it's time to see what the voters have to say. Live from downtown Utica, New York, it's Elected News, live on election night. We are
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now.
We are live here at Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters here in New Hartford, New York. We're going to be continuing to break down. And we have been told that we are now able to predict that Republicans will maintain control of the Senate tonight. And we are now able to project. We're able to project that Democrats will take control of the House according to NBC News. Democrats will be taking control of the House according to NBC News, and Republicans will take the Senate. We are a split country tonight, as Republicans will keep control of the Senate while Democrats will take the House. Again, we are now able to project that Democrats will take control of the House while Republicans will retain control of the Senate. We are a split nation tonight here in America. This is breaking news tonight. We are able to project that the Republicans will retain control of the Senate, but they will not hang on to the House. One of those important races is the race between Claudia Tenney and Anthony Brindisi, and we are going to continue covering this race live here from Elected News. Live here from Claudia Tenney headquarters here in New Hartford, New York. Watching here on election night, and we are currently seeing as Democrats have currently crossed the threshold, according to the races they're able to project now for a majority in the House. They have 229 seats in the House. Republicans have 206. So we're going to continue covering these races as they break tonight across the country. And here's a live look now at NBC News.
We switch spots with you.
No.
Is it okay?
And we now have breaking news here tonight. We have New York 22 race results, early results in now, showing that about half of the results are in for the New York's 22nd Congressional District race. And Anthony Brindisi is currently holding out a steady lead against Representative Claudia Tenney. Again, Anthony Brindisi is currently holding out a 53-45 lead against Claudia Tenney. Now, Brindisi may just take the race. That tonight we are showing that the House will go to the Democrats. Again, the House will go to the Democrats. And Assemblyman Anthony Brindisi may just be a part of that. That is breaking news here tonight at Elected News as we come to race live from Claudia Tenney's election headquarters. Now we again are now able to project that Republicans will continue to take control of the Senate while Democrats will take the House tonight. We are being told they have passed the margin that they need to keep control of the House, and Republicans have crossed the same margin to keep control of the Senate. We are here live at Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters here in New Hartford, New York. The energy here is pretty good right now. However, these poll results may just dampen their spirits as we are able to see as results come in. Now that cheering is because there is some breaking news in now that Ted Cruz has won re-election in the Texas Senate race against Democrat Beto O'Rourke. Again, this is a nationally contested race, and just now, Republican Ted Cruz has won it. Again, Republican Ted Cruz has just won his race for the Texas Senate seat, according to Fox News. This is more breaking news here tonight, as a nationally contested race has just been decided for Senator Ted Cruz. Again, Senator Ted Cruz has won re-election for the Senate tonight. Here, breaking news. We are seeing the Senate seat in Texas go to Ted Cruz, which essentially locks up the fact that Republicans will retain control of the Senate, while Democrats might just take the House. Actually, Democrats will take the House. We're able to project that tonight. So, we are here live at Tenney headquarters, where right now we are able to see as half of the results are currently in for the New York 22 race, and Anthony Brindisi is holding a steady lead against Claudia Tenney by 8 points, 53-45 Brindisi at this hour. But those numbers could change, as we have seen in the past. We are live here at Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters in New Hartford, New York. You are watching Elected News here live on Election Night 2018, as we're here live at Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters. Now tonight, we are going to be traveling all around tonight, trying to get the latest results on the important races that are going on, including this. And we're going to be having on Claudia Tenney, who will be on stage in just a few short moments as the results are coming in. Again, we have half of the results in for New York 22's race, and Anthony Brindisi currently holds a steady lead against Claudia Tenney by 8 points. We're not able to make any projections at this hour, but we will keep you informed when those projections arise. Stick with us here tonight on Elected News. We are here live at Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters here at Tom Cavallo's in New Hartford, New York. For that seat. Again, we are now able to project that Democrat Marianne Buttonshon will beat out Dennis Bova. We had some technical difficulties, folks. I want to remind everyone again that we have some breaking news in tonight in the 119th Assembly District here in New York. That is the seat being vacated by Assemblyman Anthony Brindisi for tonight's New York 22nd Congressional District race. And we have some breaking news. Marianne Buttonshon is now projected to be the winner of that race over Republican Dennis Bova. Again, we are able to project here at Elected News exclusively that Marianne Buttonshaw, the Democratic candidate, will be out Republican Dennis Bova for the 119th New York Assembly District. Now, this is very important because it also played into the hospital downtown crisis, which we have covered in depth on our hospital downtown miniseries, which you can watch right now here on Elected News. Here's some more live footage of Claudia Tenney's camp election night headquarters here in New Hartford, New York. Campaign election night headquarters here at Cavallo's Restaurant in New Hartford, New York, and we are now able to have some breaking news about the national results across the country. Again, breaking news tonight nationally across the country, as we are now able to project that Republicans will retain control of the Senate and Democrats will take over the House of Representatives. Right now, the House estimates we are looking at show that the Democrats have passed the threshold of 218 seats for a majority by a steady margin. 229 seats they have attained, while Republicans are back at 206 for right now. But what we are seeing tonight is a very tightly contested race between Claudia Tenney and Anthony Brindisi, as we are looking here live at Claudia Tenney's election night headquarters here in New Hartford, New York. Now, as we discussed earlier, Anthony Brindisi is currently leading in the early results. About half of those results are in now for New York's 22nd Congressional District, but it does not seem to have dampened the mood here at Claudia Tenney's live election night party right now. As we're seeing, every time the polls show a Republican lead, at least on Fox News, the screen that they tend to be watching, as we are shown that Mitt Romney has just won his Utah Senate seat at the moment, which got a bunch of cheers from the crowd. They don't seem to be too concerned about these early results that are coming in that seem to be negative towards the incumbent congresswoman. Again, we are now seeing polls that show that Congresswoman Claudia Tenney may just lose control of her seat in the House of Representatives. Right now, we are able to project that Democrats will take control of the House of Representatives, while Democrats will take control of the House of Representatives, while Republicans will keep control of the Senate. We're live here on the floor of Claudia Tenney's election. live here with you until that race is unchecked. We'll be right back. Yeah.
Democrats could take back the House, but they're going to need a long shot to take the Senate. Republicans have gotten across a lot of their agenda. Now it's time to see what the voters have to say. Live from downtown Utica, New York, it's Elected News, live on election night.
This is America. now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now.
We're back here live.
It's like my worst day ever.
We are currently watching all the races coming in.
At least it's like out of our hands today,
We
you
are
know?
heading over now live to some of the business headquarters. We're going to have more correspondents coming on throughout the night as this race is decided. We're going to stay on the air until the New York 22 race is decided tonight. And we are seeing right now, Legacy has a steady lead over Thompson and Claudia Temple as we see in the early results. About half the results are in right now, but we are not able to make any projections about those races. We're going to be watching those races. As we have said before, it looks like Democrats have not met the threshold to take control of the Senate. Their long shot did not work out. As we announced before, Beto O'Rourke was beat out by incumbent Senator Ted Cruz tonight. And so it looks like his hopes have been dashed. And so we are going to continue watching these races tonight as we look out at Claudia Tenney's election night headquarters here in New Hartford, New York. Now, as we mentioned before, Democrats needed to take control of 9 very important races, which you can go check out now on our website, sites.google.com/views/elected. We broke down all those important races that they needed to win and did not. They did not win those races tonight, and we will continue to update the website as the night progresses onward. We are waiting here live now for Claudia Tenney to come out and address this crowd after the results are broken on the New York 22 congressional election. The results are still too close to call tonight for that race, but as soon as we get the results, we will give them right to you. We will not go off the air until we get those results. We are here live in Claudia Tenney's New Hartford campaign headquarters here at Tom Cavallo's restaurant in New Hartford, New York. We're going to stay with you now. Be sure to go back and watch our podcast of 100 days before the election, and we had 10 exclusive interviews every 10 days for those episodes of the podcast. So be sure to go back and watch those now. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel here, Elected News. It means a lot to us. We just hit our 100 subscriber mark, which is wonderful. It's the reason we can do all this great stuff like this here tonight. We are going to be doing a lot more stuff tonight, including being live from both headquarters of tonight's candidates. I will be live here from Claudia Tenney's headquarters, and we will also have Assemblyman Brindisi's headquarters being watched very closely tonight. All that and much more on the way for you here tonight at Elected News Live. Thank you very much for sticking with us tonight. We've had a few technical difficulties, but tonight has been a fantastic night here for the channel. We hope to do this in the future, especially with the presidential elections coming up in 2020. We will continue to expand and grow, and we'll be here as long as you want us here. So we are very excited to continue working here in the Utica area. It's been so wonderful what we've been able to do over the past few months and in the last year and a half. So we're watching here live the election results coming in here at the Tom Cavallo's restaurant here in New Hartford, New York for the New York 22 congressional race here. This is Claudia Tenney's campaign headquarters, election night here in New Hartford, New York. So we are watching all those results as they come in. As we said before, the Democrats did not meet the threshold to take control of the Senate, including many key races like Florida and Texas and Tennessee going to the Republicans tonight. However, they have met the threshold to take control of the House of Representatives. So we're waiting here live for Claudia Tenney to come out. And here we have Common Council President Mike Galimi, who we just interviewed as a part of our Downtown Hospital miniseries. How are you? So tonight we are going to be watching all those results as they come in. Be sure to tune in to our Hospital Downtown miniseries tonight here on Elected News. We are going to be able to do a lot more stuff like this in the future with the support of viewers like you. And so be sure to subscribe to our channel for more great content. And so that's what we're looking at here tonight. We're going to take a short commercial break, but please stick with us here tonight as we're going to stay on the air until the New York 22nd Congressional District race is announced. We'll be right back. I'm your host, Luke Radel with Elected News. are live here at Claudia Tenney's election headquarters here in New Hartford, New York, watching all the latest results coming in as they arrive. We have a new article up on Syracuse.com. It says Brindisi leads Tenney with 40% counted in the New York's 22nd congressional district. Right now, we are seeing 40% of the voting districts have been counted. Brindisi has 55,000 votes, while Tenney, the incumbent, has 44,000 votes. That's about the difference. Brindisi has a statistically insignificant lead over Tenney, 46-45 in the recent polls. That was well within the margin of error. It was called a toss-up. Right now, it is currently leaning towards Democrat Anthony Brindisi as we come in tonight with 40% of the polls counted at this hour. Now we are seeing, as we saw before, an 8-point margin between them, 53-45 for Brindisi and Tenney tonight. We are going to continue covering it until we are able to make a definite projection on what's going to happen and until we see the candidates here. We're going to have live coverage at the Brindisi event as well as at the Tenney event here in New Hartford, New York. Now we are also seeing more results coming in for the Senate, as we have been able to discern that Republicans will retain control of the Senate. But of course, how significant a majority will it be tonight, as we are watching toss-up state after toss-up state fall to the Republicans. The next state that we're seeing coming in is Arizona, which is another key toss-up state that Democrats needed to win, of course, when they had hopes of taking the Senate. But right now, Kristen Sinema is currently 1% behind in the early results tonight. Her Republican challenger. That is for the empty seat that Jeff Flake left behind in Arizona. Republican Jeff Flake, who was outspoken against President Donald J. Trump. We're looking here live at election night headquarters here at Claudia Tenney's election night event here in New Hartford, New York. Coming up, we're going to have all the latest polls and the results here tonight as we hope to make a projection about New York 22 within the next hour. You are now looking at side-by-sides between Claudia Tenney's election night event here in New Hartford, New York, and Assemblyman Anthony Brindisi's current campaign event over at the Delta Hotels by Marriott in downtown Utica. We started off our night over in downtown Utica at Delta by Marriott for Assemblyman Brindisi's event, and we have slowly pivoted over here to New Hartford, but now we have a live look inside of his event as the polls are starting to trickle in. As I said before, 40% of the votes in, and we are currently seeing a strong lead for Assemblyman Anthony Brindisi. He's currently leaning towards him by 8%, with 40% of that vote in. So we are seeing over here, this is the live look at your Tenney campaign headquarters as well as Brindisi campaign headquarters here at various points across Utica, New York, and New Hartford. So we're looking out live here as both the candidates should address their crowds within the hour about the results that are currently being counted as we come in here. Now, as we announced earlier on in the show, another race that was of importance was New York State's 119th Assembly District, the seat being vacated by Assemblyman Anthony Brindisi, and that seat will go towards Marianne Buttonshaw. We are now able to project, Elected News exclusively is able to project that race will go towards Marianne Buttonshaw for the 119th Assembly District, beating out Republican Dennis Bova by a steady margin of 18 points. We're now looking down at the polls here. We are now at 52-46, I believe is what, yes, 52-46 for Brindisi and Tenney. Brindisi leading currently in those polls by 6 points as the votes are being counted now all across the New York's 22nd Congressional District. Another result coming in from across New York State, we have Governor Andrew Cuomo reelected by 71%, with Mark Molinaro getting 30%, as well as Larry Sharpe coming in pretty well as well. We're not able to get the numbers on Larry Sharpe yet, but when we do get them, we will get them out to you as soon as possible. We are live here at both the campaign headquarters for Assemblyman Brindisi and Congresswoman Claudia Tenney, as Assemblyman Brindisi currently holds out a lead between the two of them by 6%, with about 50% of the vote reporting at this hour. We have 100% of the vote reporting at the 119th district, as Marianne Buttonshaw gets 55% of the vote, while Dennis Bova gets 45% of the vote. That's 100% reporting, so we are confidently able to say that Marianne Buttonshaw is the Assemblywoman-elect for the 119th Assembly District. Another tight races, we have the Florida governor's race, which is currently in a dead heat between Andrew Gillum and Ron DeSantis. So we're going to give you more on that as we progress. Democrat Andrew Gillum could be the first African-American governor of, and we have some breaking news here tonight about the very race which I was just talking about. We have some breaking news at this moment. Ron DeSantis has just won the Florida's governor's race. Gillum is now currently conceding that race in his headquarters in Tallahassee, Florida. Gillum is now conceding to Ron DeSantis. Now, Gillum would have been the first African-American governor in the state of Florida if elected, but he is now conceding. Now, at one point along the campaign trail, Gillum had said that, again, we are now able to call that Ron DeSantis will be the governor-elect of Florida, beating out Democrat Andrew Gillum, who would have been the first African-American governor of Florida if elected. Democrat Andrew Gillum has just conceded the Florida governor's race in tonight to Ron DeSantis. You are now looking side by side at Claudia Tenney's and Anthony Brindisi's campaign events here tonight. We're going to give you a live look, and coming up, we're going to have more results, including New York's 22nd Congressional District race tonight. Brindisi might be taking the stage in just a few short moments, so we are going to cut over to the sound at Brindisi's event at this.
worry about the losers picking up their trash this time. They didn't put one on my lawn. Okay. I got winning signs.
We are watching live on Claudia Tenney's campaign events as well as Anthony Bourdain's, and it looks like now there's something over at Anthony Bourdain's event. I believe that is Anthony Bourdain arriving now. Gubernatorial candidate Larry Sharp has gotten 1% of the vote. Okay, Claudia Tenney is expected to come out at any moment now, as well as Anthony Bourdain, so we will show you both of those as best we can.
Can I just give this to you if you're going to be up here? Thank you.
Now, with 90% reporting, we are currently within a 2-point margin. Again, we are within a 2-point margin for the race between Anthony Bourdain and Claudia Tenney, with Bourdain carrying 51% with 90% reporting, and Claudia Tenney currently carrying 49%. Claudia Tenney to arrive at any moment, I believe, and Anthony Bourdain is currently arriving. We're going to cut over to Anthony Bourdain's rally right now. Breaking news right now, we are seeing as Claudia Tenney will be out in any moment, as well as Assemblyman Anthony Bourdain to address tonight's results. With 90% reporting, we currently see Bourdain carrying a 2-point lead tonight in our polls. With 90% of the 22nd Congressional District reporting, we're seeing Bourdain with a 2-point lead. That lead has steadily grown closer and closer and closer, with Bourdain originally holding an 8-point lead, and now we are looking out for Claudia Tenney coming in just a few short moments. We're going to cut our sound over to Anthony Bourdain's rally at this moment. now going to go live full screen to Brindisi's headquarters, where he may just be about to take the stage.
We are on the stage, right? Yeah, we can handle a lot of drinks. Yeah, so far.
We are currently monitoring both the Brindisi and the Tenney headquarters here tonight for the New York's 22nd Congressional District race. Anthony Brindisi and Claudia Tenney both expect to speak at any moment, and so we will cut to them live as soon as that happens. Again, as we have gone over tonight, the Democrats have gained control of the House, while the Republicans will retain control of the Senate. So we are currently watching very closely right now both the Anthony Brindisi and the Claudia Tenney, and here he is now. Assemblyman Anthony Brindisi is just about to take the stage, and it looks like he is about to accept. It looks like he just won.
Make some noise in there! Yeah! Washington with me! It just begun! Make some noise!
Well, I just want to say thank you to all that are here tonight. We got a lot of folks out here, a lot of action there, but the most victorious. Thank you so much for coming out, and I just want to say a few words about this campaign and all of you and all the people standing behind me here tonight, because this is a very emotional night for all of us, and I love you guys. I love you. I know over a year ago we announced this campaign on a very sunny day here in New York. We had teachers there, we had nurses there, we had organized labor there. Democrats and Republicans there. One idea that we were going to put working people, the middle class ahead of the special interest. We knew it would be an uphill battle. And we were out, a lot of money spent against us, a lot of billionaires, a lot of millionaires spending money. We won! I am very happy to report that the power of many is better than the power of a few. Now that we are I do say that this is time to settle scores for political retribution. It's time for us to do the one single vote for years. To roll up our sleeves, go to work and serve. Do right? Yeah. Meetings to take them down to Washington and get to work on day one. We got big problems, and we got to fix them, and we got to work together to get them solved. We got healthcare crisis in this country right now. We need to make sure we're doing everything to ensure that healthcare is affordable and accessible to everyone in this country. We got to protect pre-existing conditions. We got to do something about the high cost of prescription drugs. We got to protect and preserve the promise of Social Security and Medicare. We got to make sure for the jobs that are out there this year. We got to tap into student loan debt. Make sure we got to fight for our small farmers. We got to fight for the middle class and working individuals. We need ethics and campaign finance reform. We got to end the era of Citizens United. Get that corporate money out of politics. For these and so many reasons, I'm going to Washington to fight for those who felt left behind by their leaders. Thank you. Who are more interested in pleasing a powerful special interest than the people that live here in upstate New York. But most importantly, we have got decency and civility. We can't go on dividing like this. We can't do it. We got to bring people together, no matter what your background, no matter what your political party, your religion, wherever you come from. People have got to come back together so we can start healing this country. Now it's been a long campaign. Too long.
Anthony, give me a thumbs up right here.
But I got a lot of people to thank that helped me get here. You've seen a lot of them here on the stage behind me tonight. But I want to start with our volunteers. Let's go. to the Pennsylvania border.
Yeah!
We didn't stop. We talked to Democrats. We talked to Republicans. We wanted to make sure that they had a representative who listens to them again. 300,000 doors. 300,000 hundreds of phone calls, hundreds of thousands of phone calls you all made. You guys are the best in the business. All of our volunteers. Thank you. Thank you. To our college students. The needs of our young people in this district. To all of our county chairs, all the folks who went out there to get signatures for us. Thank you for getting us on the ballot. I couldn't do that without you. So thank you to all chairs out there and committee members. It's organized living in the house. It's time to have a friend in Washington who stood up for working men and women again. Organized labor. Couldn't do it without you guys. To all the folks in the grassroots movement. You guys have marched. You have all.
We're live here at Tenney headquarters. It appears that Brindisi is saying that he has won. We're going to see what the Congresswoman has to say right now as she comes out onto the stage in just a few short moments.
You guys, two people that are looking down on us tonight in heaven. One is my mother.
Yeah!
Very politically active in today, and I think I got bit by the blue. But I know if she was scared, she would be beaming from ear to ear with a smile. But she's looking down, and I know we had some help from her tonight.
Just for a moment. Let's get excited for a moment. Who defended your Second Amendment rights? Who's defended you every day for 2 years and her years in the state assembly? She has fought for this district. She's fought for all of you. Never for herself. Don't believe the ads. I know the ads have gone after her, said she's a partisan, said she's buying those special interest groups. Does anyone actually believe that? No one actually believes that. No one knows my mother more than I do. Right? I grew up with her as a teenager. I should hate her more than any of you or any of your nieces. Right? Hey, so I'm out here to introduce some bad news. Let's take a moment and honor my mother for a second for the 2 years she's done in Congress, for the years she's done in the state assembly. Hey, no one can beat what she's done for us. No one can beat Claudia Tenney. But this year we may have to concede that. So, as someone who's more disappointed than all of you, as someone who's more disappointed than all of you, I'd like to introduce someone I am more proud of than anyone else in the world, history of the world, my mother, Claudia Tenney.
so much. Oh my God, you guys. Thank you, Trey.
No,
I never give up. Don't worry about it. I just want to say thank you so much to Trey, to all of you, to my family, my sisters here, my brother, my nephews, my nieces, my cousin from Rochester came in today. My sister flew in from Colorado. Linda Romano, I can't really see you all with the bright lights, but I do want to just say thank you so much to all of you, for my family, for being so supportive, to all of you who become family. I mean, this has become a family event. So many of you who have stood by me from day one, and also I'm just looking around the room, our tremendous volunteers, everyone at the campaign, everyone in my official office. I mean, it's a sad day that we're now up in this race right now. It's a bummer, but I want. Yeah, I know I'm not going to concede. There's going to be Look, this is a tough environment we're in. The Democrats have raised an unprecedented amount of money. There's a lot of money, almost $4 billion. My opponent, Anthony Brindisi, who is a friend of mine and who I have a decent relationship with, but let's get outside. Let's talk about politics. It has nothing to do with that. Let's look at more money was spent by outside groups on Anthony Brindisi's campaign, on an individual campaign, in the history of this district. It's about money. We raised a lot. We did a great job. Kudos to everyone who's helped, whether it's small dollar donations, everything. It was tough to fight against. I mean, when George Soros teams up with Tom Steyer, who wants to impeach the president, when Michael Bloomberg gets in and wants to take our guns away, we've got a guy that's leading me in this race with an F rating from NRA. In a district where Remington Arms was founded, in a district where Second Amendment rights matter. This is a tough day. I mean, look at it. I've won some and I've lost some. You're looking at the biggest underdog in the House of Representatives. The reason I'm an underdog is because I tell the truth. I fight for you. I don't suck. Thank you. Look, guys, this is the first time in my life, maybe it's a curse, that I've ever been endorsed by the local Republican Party running for office. So when you talk about the ultimate insider, I mean, look at my opponent. He's never even had a primary. This is the first time I didn't have a primary. So I don't know if that means something. I do want to say thank you again to all of you, and I just want to point out a couple things. This is a tough environment. Some of my really top-notch guys, one of my closest friends in Congress, a guy named Scott Taylor, who served our country honorably as a Navy SEAL. He's losing in a tough environment right now. These are races. I mean, I actually am concerned about where this country is going. I'm concerned about our patriotism, our freedom, and those things. But we're not going to give up. We got to continue to fight and not give up as patriots and stand up for our communities. Let me just give you a few of the accomplishments that we've had in just two years, one term in Congress so far. Not giving up. See, I said so far. Good. Understand something. We were given a great gift. We won an election. We didn't think we were going to win. I didn't think I was going to win in 2016. I didn't think President Trump was going to win in 2016. But we got out there. We showed that we can win. When the chips are down, we can come ahead. I faced a three-way primary in 2016, a three-way general election in 2016. This year was a tough race. My opponent had so much money. They were on top of us all the time. They had the resist movement. But understand something about our accomplishments. This is what you need to understand. We had an incredible year. In one term, I got on an 8 committee. I was in Financial Services Committee. In one term, I got 5 bills that were bipartisan, by the way, signed into law, which is more than any of my predecessors got in all of their terms back to like 1982 individually. we brought unprecedented resources back to this community. A record amount of money was brought back to the Air Force Research Lab at Rome Lab. Thank you to our efforts and the president working with us. Unprecedented amount of resources brought back to our cities through community developed block grants. I can't read it. All those things that we did, I mean, bringing water to our districts, over 60 grants going to fire departments. And it's been an incredible year of accomplishment. We've accomplished a lot. To be honest with you, I am really concerned about what could happen right now with when unfortunately Nancy Pelosi becomes Speaker of the House. And it looks like, oh yeah, let's see how that goes. And Maxine Waters could take over our banking industry after all the progress we made. But understand, remember something, we're the underdog. We had two of the prior Republican members of Congress, part of our own swamp here, who actually endorsed a Democrat in one of the most important Republican races to support our president in probably in generations. Unfortunately, this is the local swamp we've got. We've got to continue to fight it. So I know it's disappointing today that we're a little bit behind. I'm disappointed, of course. I know my opponent worked hard. He had a lot of money to spend, but let me tell you something. He's not an independent. He's not an outsider. He's going to support Nancy Pelosi. But I don't want you to look. I don't want you to be concerned about. I don't want you to. We don't hold grudges. I remember there's two great things that my dad said to me. Number one, never be a victim. Number two, don't ever hold a grudge. We're not going to hold a grudge. We're going to continue to fight on. We'll see what happens over the next couple of years. I think you're going to see a lot of chaos. I think you're going to see, I'm really worried that all the progress that we've made in the last 2 years with a booming economy, one of the best economies we've had since I've been alive in this region. We've seen tax cuts, almost $400 million out of the federal treasury to the tax cuts, literally into the hands of
Democrats could take back the House, but they're going to need a long shot to take the Senate. Republicans have gotten across a lot of their agenda. Now it's time to see what the voters have to say. Live from downtown Utica, New York, it's Elected News, live on election night.
Maybe 2020, we'll see. We'll see. I'm certainly not going to give up the fight. I'm certainly going to continue to fight to represent you, whether I'm in office or not. I'm going to continue to fight for freedom, for our rights, for our community, and everything that we stand for. And I'm really excited about doing that. Maybe I'll do it in a little different way in the next 2 years. Maybe I'll join the fake news media again. Maybe you'll get some real media. I'm not sure. I haven't lost yet. No, we haven't lost yet. It's very close. There's still a number of precincts out. Unfortunately, I don't know if the margins are going to be enough to take us over the top. I'm not sure about the absentees. But I want to just be realistic here. We need to live to fight another day. And I don't want you to be down. I don't want you to be disappointed. I can't tell you what an honor it is for me to serve this community, what a privilege it's been to serve this community. It's funny, I just don't feel that different now, whether I'm winning or losing, and I just think that it's not about winning or losing. It's really about the journey, and we have a long journey ahead of us, whether it's me or whether it's somebody else. I'm hoping that my tough fight in politics, I'm sitting here, $32 million has been spent against me in 3 cycles. Can you imagine that? $32 million. I'm still standing, yeah. that don't look at winning and losing. It's about what we're going to accomplish as Americans, as patriots, for freedom. I think we have some tough days ahead of us right now. New York State is struggling. I think we did an amazing job in 2 years with all of you supporting us. My record of accomplishment this last term has been amazing. I wish my opponent the best. I think he's going to have a struggle down in Washington. He's going to have a struggle working with the president because, unfortunately, if he gets there, his side. Look, we had some unprecedented things. We brought the president of the United States into Utica, New York, first time in 70 years. We have some great rallies. Everyone in this country knows where we are. We have the voice that has reached the ear of the president, of many people across this nation. They've been behind us. They've been fighting with us. We came up a little short in terms of votes at this moment, but honestly, I don't want you to be discouraged. I feel really encouraged, even though I knew it was going to be a close race. Like, they've been coming after us from day one, whether it's the death threats, whether it's the people constantly protesting in our office and driving in front of my house and all those things. We have to stand up and fight against that. I am not the only person out here that's going to be in the political realm. There are a lot of people in this room who are super talented, who you need to follow in my footsteps or follow with us and be part of the game. Because if you're not in the game, you're not going to be winning. And we're going to make a lot of, we're not going to win every time. I know I've lost at least 3 times now. And I never look at the final result. I look at what we've done. We did a tremendous job this year. Think about the money disadvantage we had, the lies that were being told on TV, just this outright lies about how somehow I'm an insider. And the public needs to be informed. And unfortunately, we often don't have the media on our side. We literally had our newspaper that was basically should have signed up and been on the team with my opponent, our local newspaper here. I mean, that's not a good thing for our community. That's not what a newspaper is supposed to be. Our family business, I'm looking at my brother here, was founded as a newspaper back in 1946. We're supposed to be a watchdog of government and politicians, not a lapdog. And I'm going to continue to be a watchdog. So let's be strong. I want to give you guys all the chance. We're going to have a little time to relax and regroup. And I want to talk about the future. We have a lot of young, talented people in this room. A lot of you worked really hard, and I want to thank you again. You are amazing. I got to tell you, the people that I have met in this journey in the last several years, but especially the last 2 years, you've changed my life. I've seen a lot. I've learned a lot. It's been amazing, and there's no reason to stop now. We're going to continue fighting. We're just going to, you got to be patient. Just be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. We're not going to rebuild this country in a day. We're going to continue to support the policies that our president has put in place. And we're going to have to fight. It's going to be a little harder. But I just want to say thank you again to all of you. I'm just really grateful. I wanted to say thank you. I know my opponent, I know you don't want to hear me say that my opponent put up a tough race, but he did. And let's just see where it all falls out. And thank you. I want to just say thank you again to all of you, to my opponent, to the voters, for all the people that worked so hard to get us as close as we were. We're very, very close. And we knew it was going to be a close race against impossible odds. But hang in there. Be hopeful. Be positive. Don't walk out with your heads down. This is just another day. It's another battle. The war is still on. Thank you so much. Thank you. We maybe get a recount. Good news to come, baby.
So there you have it. Congresswoman Tenney not exactly conceding the race there. Assemblymember Brindisi has made his acceptance speech. It looks like at this hour that Assemblymember Brindisi is the congressman-elect of the New York 22nd District. It is still too close to call, however, so we will not make a projection just yet on that race. We currently have a lot of our, we have like over 90% of our district reporting, but the margins are still too close for us to call. Just to recap nationally on tonight, the Senate is going to be staying in the control of the Republicans. However, Democrats, the blue wave has taken them all the way to the House of Representatives. Thank you very much for watching tonight, and we will have more live coverage tomorrow as we kind of get into the aftermath of everything. We have more coverage tomorrow of the 2018 elections, and we will have a definitive say in who actually won tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I'm your host, Luke Radel.